To our honored guests, to the class of 2017, their parents, families and friends, to the members of the Walpole School Committee, Mrs. Nancy Gallivan, Ms. Susan Curtis, Mr. Michael Ryan, Ms. Beth Muccini, Ms. Jennifer Gaositz, Mr. Mark Breen, Mr. William Buckley, and to our Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Jean Kenny, Superintendent Dr. Lincoln Lynch, Walpole High School administration and faculty, town officials, and to all present here today, I extend warm greetings. As principal, it is my great privilege and pleasure to welcome you to this commencement ceremony, the 143rd graduation exercises of Walpole High School. Would you please now rise for our national anthem to be performed by the Walpole High School Concert Choir.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave, of the
We will now have the welcome and presentation of the class gift by the senior class president, Nathaniel Kelly. This will be followed by the acceptance of the class gift by the junior class president, William Porter.
This was a great senior year, and I'd like to thank everyone who helped make it that way. Big thank you to the administration and the teachers and all the parents here today. I'm honored to be given the privilege of presenting the senior gift for such an amazing class. We will be giving 2 new picnic tables for out by the cafeteria so more of next year's seniors can sit outside for lunch. Thanks for an incredible 4 years, class of 2017. It's been a lot of fun. Good luck, and go Rebels.
On behalf of the class of 2018, I'd like to thank the seniors for the generosity with the gift. I would also like to extend best wishes to each and every senior sitting here today in whatever path they choose to pursue going forward.
At this time, I would like to present salutatorian of the senior class, Emily Hurwitz, and class valedictorian, Emily Martin.
I'd like to thank everyone who came here today Class of 2017, we finally made it. We pushed through 4 years of high school, and while it hasn't always been fun, we've had some incredible times. We've all worked tirelessly, and today is the day we've all been waiting for, National Cheese Day 2017. That's right, today is National Cheese Day, and if you know me, you know that I hate cheese. But this speech isn't about me, how much I hate cheese, or my accomplishments. Today in Graduation Day, this is really not my speech, but our speech. It's like in Mean Girls, when Katie Heron breaks her crown into pieces. This is our time, this is our graduation, this is our celebration. Most of us grew up in the Walpole public school system, starting at either Fisher, Elm, OPR, or Boyden. Not that I'm biased or anything, but Fisher was definitely the best. And although a lot of our social circles have changed, when we went back to our elementary schools for the senior walk, I realized that virtually all of the Fisher friend groups had stayed the same. I think that it's important that we celebrate our friendships today because in a few short months, most of us are going in different directions. Some of us are going to college, some of us the military, and some of us the workforce. But no matter how much you love or hate Walpole, Walpole will always be home. Yes, high school definitely felt like prison at times. But the whole experience of high school was more than sitting in a third-floor, un-air-conditioned history classroom, trying to pay attention to a lecture, but actually making plans to go to dunks. No, high school was about those spontaneous moments when you roll up to your friend's house and say, "Get in, loser, we're going shopping." Or, for that matter, to Rico's for a BJ rap. Or in pep band when spending the fall playing at football games led us to determine that the 8-measure arrangement of the Jay Giles band Freeze Frame should truly be our national anthem. It's when you see someone new in the hallway and say, "She doesn't even go here," and then you learn she's been your neighbor for 8 years, so you figure you should probably get to know each other. High school, stress and grades aside, was our time to finish the chapter of our youth by finishing it with memories. Although our expectations that high school would be something like High School Musical or Taylor Swift's 15 quickly faded, a lot has happened in our 4 years at Walpole High. Freshman year, the football team played what was quite possibly the longest game I've ever witnessed, playing against Natick and going into double overtime. Although we lost, I think it was one of the best games I've ever watched, behind the Patriots coming back from 28-3, of course. Sophomore year, the Fire Within Social Entrepreneurship Club won, as a first-year group, both the state and national business playing competitions. Junior year was a blur for all of us between SATs, ACTs, and college visits. And finally, a lot happened this year. There are many firsts. Band, chorus, and orchestra all won medals at the Micah Festival, and the boys hockey team had an incredible run in the Super 8. If I'm supposed to offer you advice in this speech, I only have a few words. Recognize each other's strengths. No good will ever come out of putting each other down. Sophomore year, I started the Walpole Compliments Twitter page. Although I mainly just moderated and relayed messages, it was motivating to see how people of different social circles praise and encourage their peers. While in high school, many students consider it to be smart and value getting near perfect grades. Yes, academic intelligence is an important quality, but if we're all just smart and nothing else, we'd be really boring. Some of you are amazing at art. Some are incredible athletes. Others have an innate sense of music. Some of you have incredible interpersonal skills and strong leadership skills. As we start our adult lives, I encourage you not only to find your expertise, but to remind your friends and classmates that their experiences and strengths are valid and important. Like Mike Smith told our class last year, "Dude, be nice." Class of 2017, it's been real. From gel pens to silly bands to questionable middle school fashion choices to fidget spinners, we've shared a lot. But we have so much to share with the world, and our time is now. I leave you with one last Mean Girls quote. "The limit does not exist." This quote refers to calc, a subject I admittedly never took. And going against Mrs. Hackett's advice to never extrapolate in statistics, I'd like to extrapolate this quote to the rest of our lives. Our limit, Walpole High School, does not exist. Clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose. Now I'd like to introduce Emily Martin, the girl who has the same name as me, sings a cappella, also plays flute, and also went to Johnson. Emily Martin, our valedictorian.
So, Chipotle? I know, too soon. Anyway, I wanted to express how honored I am to be graduating with this class. I know that everyone here is incredibly talented and ready to move on to the next chapter of his or her life. And we've been through a lot together, whether it includes Snapchat, sewer leaks, dances, or those days at Duffy's. But while I'd like to reflect on our high school years, I know that I would not be able to include all the memories that mean the most to each person. So instead, I would like to shed light on something that we can all relate to, the future. Now, I know that I'm not perfect, and I haven't been around any longer than you guys, but I would like to share some of my own advice that I learned as a student at Walpole High as we all move on to a new stage of our lives. And to do so, I will use help from one of my favorite people of all time, Forrest Gump. Now, you all know the first. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. None of us know what the future holds, what we're going to be, or who we're going to see. We may see each other in passing on the street, or even on the big screens in Hollywood. But wherever we end up, I encourage you to question yourself as you get there. Are you happy? Is this what you want? And if the answer isn't yes, make a change. We don't know what life is going to give us, but we do have the ability to make our own choices and steer our own paths in whatever direction we choose, towards whatever passion calls our name. Just remember to always go after your passion and what you want, not what anyone else wants. This is your life, and you get to call the shots. Now for the second one. Stupid is as stupid does. Now give me a second to explain it. It sounds bad, I know. But the truth is, we are young adults, and we don't know a lot about the world yet. So don't be discouraged if you make a stupid mistake. We are going to make plenty, I assure you. We need to make sure we take these mistakes in stride and learn from them, not let them set us back. And I know that we will be there for each other when we do make these mistakes, ready to help each other up and send us on our way. Okay, I'm done with the Forrest Gump quotes for now, but I still have a few more thoughts that I would like to share before we receive our diplomas and toss our caps in the air. One important thing I learned in high school, probably the most important, is to be kind. I know you've heard it before, but in the world we live in today, we are surrounded by and witness a superfluity of hatred every day. It is essential that we do our part in this world, wherever we may end up, to promote kindness. It is what brings people together and helps us accomplish new and amazing things. Many of us saw this in our dear classmate, Tommy Quinn, who would have been graduating with us today. Although I did not know Tommy very well, I could tell that his kindness was infectious and something that all of us should aspire to look up to. Thank you, Tommy, for showing how kindness is what helps us not only make incredible friends, but also make a difference in someone's life. Another thing I'd like to shed light on is how although we have our whole lives ahead of us, we in fact have very little time. If high school went by this fast, just imagine how quickly our lives will pass us by. Like I mentioned before, I urge all of you to go after whatever dreams or passions that you have, because we cannot waste time in life. Again, I know it's a cliche, but it's true. Many of us this year witnessed a true miracle of how Anthony Conti fought for not only his life, but his passion in the time that he had left. This is someone who, while battling cancer, found a way to bring his talents to life and become an accomplished filmmaker. He showed us how important it is to accomplish our dreams before it is too late and to never take our lives for granted. And it is for this reason that I leave you with this, a quote from the longtime music teacher at Walpole High School, Mr. Felker. In one of his last notes to his students before his retirement, he wrote the following: "I hope you all eventually find true personal happiness. Nothing else really matters." And he was right, and I wish you all the same. So class of 2017, follow your dreams and find happiness. I look forward to seeing all of you later in life, whether you're on the big screen, running a multi-million-dollar company, working in the operating room to save someone's life, or fighting for our freedom to live our lives the way we choose. I know that we have great things to offer the world, and with passion driving us every step of the way, I know that our generation will leave its mark on the world. Thank you.
Each year, Walpole High School honors alumni that have been nominated for induction into the Hall of Fame. These nominees are individuals that have made significant contributions to society and/or excelled in a way that deserves this type of recognition. The first Hall of Fame recipient in the category of athletics is Dina Rizzo. As a member of the class of 1998, it was Dina's passion to play a team sport and learn what being a part of a team was all about. Dina credits her amazing teachers and coaches at Walpole High School who guided her in the right direction in school and in athletics. While at Walpole High School, Dina helped lead her field hockey team to 3 state championships. She was named an All-American and was a leading goal scorer in Massachusetts. Dina attended the University of Maryland from 1998 to 2001. During this time, she was a member of the 1999 National Championship team. She was named a first-team All-American, All-ACC, and to the NCAA All-Tournament team in 2001. Since graduating from Maryland, Dina has made 133 appearances with the U.S. national team, including all 6 games in the 2008 Beijing Olympics. She also played in the 2006 World Cup in Spain and helped the United States earn a silver medal at the 2003 Pan American Games. She contributed to winning a silver medal in the 2009 Pan American Games. Dina was inducted into the USA Field Hockey Hall of Fame on November 19, 2016. Dina served as the Associate Head Field Hockey Coach at the University of Maryland from 2010 to 2016. During this time, she helped guide the Terrapins to 4 Final Fours, 2 ACC titles, a Big Ten title, and the 2010 and 2011 NCAA titles. She's currently the Associate Head Field Hockey Coach at Princeton University. Dina was unable to be here today, but she is represented by her father, Arthur, who I would now ask to come forward to accept Dina's Walpole High School Hall of Fame Award. In the category of public affairs and civic activities, the next recipient is Mr. James Brady. As a member of the class of 1972, Jim played football all 4 years, was a member of the track team in his freshman and sophomore year, and was very active in student government. After graduation, Jim served in the Navy Seabees from 72 to 76. After spending a number of years as a professional musician, Jim worked as a law clerk and attorney at law before establishing his own law practice, Jim Brady & Associates, in 2010. He has served as president of the Bar Association of Norfolk County, a hearings officer for the Massachusetts Board of Bar Overseers, and was a member of the Joint Bar Committee on Judicial Appointments. He currently serves on the Massachusetts Academy of Trial Attorneys Board of Governors. Jim's most recent venture was to help form a movie production company called Kinvara Productions. Jim has spent much of the last 30 years involved in civic activities, including co-founder of the Friends of St. Patrick, founder of the Walpole High School Alumni Association, and served as president for 16 years. Jim served as Walpole Town Moderator for 9 years, chairman of the Walpole Prison Advisory Committee for 10 years, 5 years as Walpole anti-sludge activist and leader, 9 years as a head coach and president of Walpole Pop Warner Football, Walpole Industrial Commission and the Walpole Low-Level Radioactive Waste Oversight Committee for 5 years. Jim was a Walpole Computer Foundation member and fundraiser for 3 years, a founder of the Miracle from Moody Foundation where he spent 3 years. Jim is a member of the Walpole Chamber of Commerce and Downtown Business Association, and he was awarded the Walpole Citizen of the Year in 2005. Jim Brady's generous commitments of time, support, and dedication have helped raise over $400,000 for many charities. Most of these charities are in Walpole. His efforts have made a world of difference in the lives of many people. Jim is a huge supporter of public education and believes it is the backbone of our society. I would like to congratulate Jim and ask him to please come forward now and receive his Walpole High School Hall of Fame Award. Our final Hall of Fame recipient in the category of athletics is Todd Collins. As a member of the class of 1990, Todd was a three-sport athlete in football, baseball, and basketball. As a senior, he led the football team to a state championship, a feat that helped earn him Super Prep All-American honors. He was named New England Player of the Year by the Boston Globe. As a junior, he held a 10-0 record for the baseball team as a right-handed pitcher and led basketball team to the state semifinals, garnering 18 points and 10 rebounds a game along the way. Todd attended and played football at the University of Michigan. There he won many athletic and academic awards, one of which was the prestigious Big Ten Medal of Honor that is presented to a senior who has attained the greatest proficiency in athletics and scholastic work. He was voted MVP of the '94 Michigan football team. Todd played in 3 College Bowl games and was the MVP of the '94 Holiday Bowl, along with 2 college all-star games, the East-West Shrine Game and the Hula Bowl. In 1995, Todd was selected in the second round of the NFL draft by the Buffalo Bills. He went on to play 16 years with 4 different teams as an NFL quarterback and compiled a winning record as a starting quarterback. In 2007, he was selected as the NFL Player of the Week and the NFL Player of the Month in December during a late-season playoff run with the Washington Redskins. After Todd's professional athletic career, he moved back to Walpole and currently helps to coach some of the Walpole High School sports teams as his way of giving back to the community. I would like to congratulate Todd and ask him to please come forward now and receive his Walpole High School Hall of Fame award. At this time, we would like to acknowledge the following seniors who will be entering the military upon graduation. Please stand when I call your name. Daniel Connell, Martin Conroy, Jake Takis, and Jared Van Ness. Daniel, Martin, and Jared will be enlisting in the U.S. Marine Corps. Jake will be enlisting in the U.S. Army. We would like to wish you every success and best of luck, and we thank you very much as you go forward to serve our country. The following students are being recognized by our academic departments for their scholastic excellence and achievements. Will they please stand and come forward as I call their name? The Art Award is presented today to Francesca Bonanno. The Business Award is presented to Alexander Sequeira. The English Award to Emily Martin. The French Award to Karishma Patel. The German Award presented today to Claire Schmidt. The Latin Award is presented to Andrea Treetti. The Spanish Award is presented to Aileen Cohn. The Mathematics Award is presented to Karishma Patel and Henry Rose. The Louis Armstrong Jazz Award is presented to Jake Witherell. The John Philip Sousa Band Award is presented to Emily Hurwitz. The National School Choral Award is presented today to Erin Donahue. The National School Orchestra Award is presented to Mary Campbell. The Physical Education Awards are presented to Morgan Fontana and Colin Buckley. In science, the Pauline Powers Academic Achievement in Physical Science Award is presented today to Nicholas Anastasi. The Joan Hale Academic Achievement in Biological Science Award is presented to Karishma Patel. The Thomas Brown Science and Service Award is presented to Taylor Petrucci. In social studies, the Robert E. Coviello Memorial Award is presented to Paul Heffernan. In technology, the George Conady Technology Award is presented to Megan Sicard. The Daughters of the American Revolution Good Citizen Award is presented to Paul Heffernan. The John B. Turco Memorial Award is given to that member of the senior class who has successfully combined excellence in both athletics and academics in his or her 4 years at Walpole High School. This year's recipient is Melanie Weber. The Outstanding Female Athlete Award is presented today to Emma Flynn. The Outstanding Male Athlete Award is presented to Owen Hunter. Awards for excellence in academics are presented to the following students for their outstanding academic achievement. Please hold your applause until all names have been read. Will the recipients please stand as I call their name and then come forward when I have finished? Padraig Curran, Caitlin Frank, Abigail Heil, Dan Mullen, Sophie Nemec, Abigail O'Sullivan, Karishma Patel, Taylor Petrucci, Danya Samanula, Michael Timpson, and David Shah. Would you please now come forward? Would you please now refer to the scholarship brochure explaining the following scholarships? Dr. Jamie Kane will be presenting the Dental Associates of Walpole Scholarship to Emily O'Connell. Miss Laura Kay will be presenting the Junior Classical League Scholarship to Gail McAdams and Devon McKinney. Middlesex Savings is pleased to present Hannah Moradian with the Middlesex Savings Charitable Foundation Scholarship. Hannah has excelled academically and exhibits exceptional community involvement. The Thomas W. Quinn Memorial Scholarships will be presented by Tommy's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Thomas Quinn, Tommy's brothers, Patrick and Kevin, along with Tommy's godparents, Michael Caulfield and Sheila Stapleton. The recipients are Charles Auditori, Lauren Bean, Colin Buckley, James Christie, Aaron Donahue, Christopher Donnelly, Patrick Donovan, Luke Donovan, Catherine Mazzato, Devon Moore, Kendra Nijiak, Abigail O'Sullivan, Kevin Pellegrini, James Randall, Stephanie Reinert, Grace Sewell, Isaiah Shepard, Melanie Weber, and Thomas Wilbur. Sharon Credit Union is pleased to present Megan Sicard with the Sharon Credit Union Scholarship. Megan has excelled academically and exhibits exceptional community involvement. The Walpole High School Future Filmmaker Scholarship is presented by Mr. Mike Allen to Daniel Mullen. The Walpole High School Journalism Scholarships will be presented by Miss Lauren Culleton to Rebecca Boyajian, Megan Foley, Emily Martin, Devon McKinney, David Moser, Maeve O'Connor, Danya Salmanola, and Andrea Trietti. The Walpole High School Robotics Team Robo Rebel Scholarship will be presented by Miss Joanne D'Agostino to Jackson Kelly. The Walpole High School Student Council Scholarships will be presented by Miss Kerry McMenamin to Lauren Bean, Audrey Lynch, Sean Lynch, Catherine Mazzata, David Moser, Taylor Petrucci, James Randall, and Michael Timpson. The Walpole Teachers Association awards scholarships to high school seniors who wish to pursue a career in education. The WTA asks that applicants write a one-page letter explaining why they wish to be a teacher and to list one educator that most inspired them. This year's recipient listed Miss Lara Wollaston as their inspiration. I'd like to ask Miss Wollaston to please come forward to present the award to Isabella Nee. The following students have already been notified of their awards. We would like to recognize them at this time. Please stand when I call your name. The Bay State Federal Savings Charitable Foundation Award was presented to Altimer Joseph. The Caroline E. Sharon Scholarship were presented to Emma Flynn and Caitlin Wolfe. The Frederick E. Clapp Memorial Fund was presented to Lauren Bean, Grace Breddy, Michaela McSharry, Isabella Nee, and James Randall. The Anthony Conti Memorial Scholarship was presented to Jacob Witherell. The Cullinane Family Scholarship was presented to John Bushway. The Dedham Savings Bank Student of the Month scholarships were presented to Gregory Bond and Hannah Moradian. The Elks National Foundation Most Valuable Student Scholarship were presented to Michaela McSharry and Kevin Pellegrini. The Edward F. Erker Memorial Scholarship was presented to Hannah Moradian. The James Erker Cross Country Track Boosters Scholarships were presented to Luke Berardinelli, Alexander Bjornsson, Richard Crowley, Stephanie Forrester, Kelsey Mazaka, and Delaney Murphy. The Friends of Music Arthur Wiley Scholarships were presented to Gregory Bond, Padraig Curran, and Emily Hurwitz. The Joseph C. Gravina Memorial Scholarship was presented to Melanie Weber. The Gridiron Booster Unsung Hero Scholarship was presented to Matt Tassoni. The Doris E. Grindle Memorial Scholarship was presented to Brooke Thomas. The Thelma S. Letnick Memorial Scholarship was presented to Jackson Kelly. The Jim and Betty Logan Village Fair Road Race Scholarship was presented to John Bushway. The Lyndon Paul LaRusso Scholarships were presented to Alexa Alves, Aileen Cohn, Colin Buckley, Erin Donahue, Abigail O'Sullivan, and Caitlin Wolfe. The Catherine Erker Maloney Scholarship was presented to Grace Breddy. The Patricia McGrath Scholarship was presented to Elizabeth Dussault. The Coach Fiona Murphy Cross Country Track Scholarship was presented to Rebecca Werty. The Joseph Raymond Rios Memorial Scholarship was presented to James Corcoran. The Russell Disposal Environmental Scholarship was presented to Haley DiMartino. The Richard F. Snorbus Liquid Blue Scholarships were presented to Gregory Bond and Olivia Pratt. The Alexander Ali Smith Memorial Scholarship was presented to Aileen Cohn. The South Walpole Community Preschool K. Williams Memorial Scholarship was presented to Brooke Thomas. The Walpole Child Care Association Scholarship to Mia Strachia. The Walpole Cooperative Bank Scholarships were presented to Michaela Donato, Emily Hurwitz, Emily Martin, Henry Rose, Michael Roach, and Andrea Treetti. The Walpole Footlighters Scholarship was presented to Mia Strachia. The Walpole Permanent Firefighters Ryan A. Ferreira Memorial Scholarships were presented to Kyle Barry and Kimberly Carter. The Walpole Police Union Scholarship was presented to Eric Wilmot. The Walpole Youth Football and Cheerleading Scholarships were presented to Charles Auditori, Zach Conrad, Nathaniel Kelly, Kendra Niziak, and Matthew Tassoni. The Walpole Youth Soccer Association Robert and Irene Ellis Memorial Scholarships were presented to Megan Foley and Owen Hunter. The Walpole Youth Soccer Association Caroline Medura Rosen Memorial Scholarship was presented to Teresa Irwin. The Wildest Dreams Art Scholarships were presented to Caitlin Frank and Emily Whittam. The following students have already been notified by the Walpole Scholarship Foundation of their awards. We would like to recognize them at this time. Please stand when I call your name and remain standing until all names have been read, at which time I would ask the audience to applaud. Charles Auditori, Grace Breddy, Colin Buckley, Robert Burke, Alexander Sequeira, Aileen Cohen, Lindsay Cordapatri, Padraig Curran, Haley DiMartino, Michaela Donato, Luke Donovan, Patrick Donovan, Ashley Drummy, Kaylee Aldea, Luke Esty, Emma Flynn, Megan Foley, Stephanie Forrester, Kayla Frost, Erica Golden, Elise Good, Ryan Gray, Nicole Hay, Paul Heffernan, Abigail Heil, Owen Hunter, Emily Hurwitz, Gregory Langenhorst, Meredith LaRusso, Sean Lynch, Robert Mazzarelli, Tristan Mouse, Michaela McSharry, Hannah Meradian, Daniel Mullen, Melissa Mutri, Emily O'Connell, Karishma Patel, James Randall, Benjamin Reagan, Michael Roach, Henry Rose, Dania Salmanala, Mandy Scully, Mia Strachia, Gillian Sweeney, Brooke Thomas, Michael Timpson, Andrea Traetti, Melanie Weber, Rebecca Werty, and David Shaw. Ladies and gentlemen, one member of the class of 2017 is no longer with us today. Tommy Quinn was a member of this class who passed away in his freshman year. Tommy is remembered fondly by his classmates here today. At this time, I would ask Mr. and Mrs. Quinn to come forward to receive an honorary diploma in Tommy's name. Ladies and gentlemen, as principal of Walpole High School, I am very proud and pleased to certify that the young men and women seated before us today have successfully completed all of the academic requirements of Walpole High School, as well as those of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and therefore deserve to be awarded their diplomas on this occasion. Mrs. Nancy Gallivan of the Walpole School Committee and Dr. Lincoln Lynch, Superintendent of Schools, will now join me in the conferring of diplomas. Come on.
Emily May Martin.
Emma Yang Shawa Kearns.
Emily Rose Hurwitz.
Brandon Michael Kilroy.
Nathaniel Patrick Kelly.
Jacob Ryan Kroll.
Jacqueline Sophia Agahigian.
Miles Lewis Kraus.
Devin Andrew Akins.
William John Lanchester.
Catherine Crystal Alex.
Gregory Hubertus Langenhorst.
Alexa Maria Alves.
J. Carter Laronde.
Nicholas John Anastasi.
Evan Michael Lawler.
Stephanie Elizabeth Applin.
Tess Marie Lawler.
Ferry Gretty Armand Jr.
Eric James Liederman.
Tracy Atala.
Emily Marie Lincoln.
Charles Robert Auditori.
Meredith Kennedy LaRusso.
Kyle Patrick Berry.
Alexander Peter Lucas.
Lauren Nicole Bean.
Coleman Matthias Leiden.
Luke Anthony Berardinelli.
Audrey Eleanor Lynch.
Alexander David Bjornson.
Sean Leonard Lynch.
Summer Cecilia Bloom.
Allison Francis Lyons.
Francesca Gianna Bonanno.
Craig Alexander McDonald.
Gregory William Bond.
Andrew Michael Madden.
Andrew Michael Bush.
Cameron Leo Martin.
Vasilios Boustris.
Robert Edwin Massarelli III.
Christina Lynn Boyajian.
Tristan Taylor Moss.
Rebecca Gail Boyajian.
Kelsey Marguerite Mazaka.
Saraja Brady.
Catherine Ann Mazzata.
Courtney Ann Brigham.
Gail Elizabeth McAdams.
Colin James Buckley.
Deirdre Kathleen McCabe.
Jacqueline Michelle Buckley.
Kaylee Kathleen McKenna.
Liam Michael Bulger.
Devin Vega McKinney.
Robert Michael Burke.
Carrie Madeline McLean.
Justin Thomas Burns.
Hugh Paul McMacken.
John David Bushway.
Margaret Mary McMenemy.
Mary Grace Campbell.
Michaela Christine McSherry.
Natalie Brooke Carley.
Jake Thomas Mello.
Kimberly Ann Carter.
Ryan Daniel American.
Alexander Ryan Circura.
Andrew James Moore.
James William Christie.
Devin Emmett Moore.
Michael Alexander Cicchetti.
Ryan John Morris.
Craig Robert Seeplick.
James Edward Morrison.
Kelly Marie Semino.
David Andrew Moser.
Jeffrey Douglas Clapp.
Lily Ann Morad.
Aileen Bridget Cohen.
Hannah Marie Moradian.
Kamari Richard Wayne Cole Sinclair.
Brian Michael Mulcahy.
Margaret Marie Conley.
Daniel Lewis Mullen.
Liam Thomas Conlon.
Kristen Leah Mulry.
Brian Rory Keneally.
Delaney Catherine Murphy.
Daniel George Connell.
Bridget Morgan Murray.
Zachary Robert Conrad.
Melissa Nicole Mutry.
Martin Christopher Conroy.
Isabel Catherine Nee.
James Owen Corcoran.
Michael Timothy Nee.
Lindsay Marie Cortopatri.
Sophie Marie Nemec.
Christopher Eric Crowley.
Mark Joseph Nicholson.
Richard Gerald Crowley.
Kendra Maria Nijak.
David Michael Cuddy.
Morgan Rose O'Brien.
Paige Lauren Cullen.
Emily Ann O'Connell.
Patrick McLean Curran.
Maeve Catherine O'Connor.
Kathleen Ann de Blasio.
Declan Joseph O'Driscoll.
Haley Lynn DiMartino.
Chloe Jane O'Hara.
Olivia Rose DePasca.
Abigail Rose O'Sullivan.
Erin Elizabeth Donahue.
Adedamola Samuel Ojalape.
Michaela Dawn Donato.
Liam Cole Parquette.
Christopher Brian Donnelly.
Karishma Shvetal Patel.
Luke William Donovan.
Kevin James Pellegrini.
Patrick John Donovan.
Taylor Ann Petrucci.
Ashley Blaze Drummy.
Nathan Kyle Poirier.
Michael Tyler Durning.
Nicholas Blake Portanova.
Elizabeth Ann Dussault.
Olivia Lee Pratt.
Kristen Rose Dwyer.
James Robert Randall.
John Richard Egan.
Taylor Alexis Randall.
Gabrielle Alejandra Eisenberg.
Matthew Anthony Rando.
Kayla Gassan Aldaya.
Benjamin Patrick Reagan.
Catherine Elizabeth Irwin.
Courtney Marie Redmond.
Teresa Eleanor Irwin.
Michaela Ann Redmond.
Luke James Esty.
Stephanie Rose Reinert.
Michaela Ann Federico.
Kiernan James Reynolds.
Catherine Marie Fenton.
Mason Thomas Ritchie.
Cameron Nicole Field.
Graham Robert Rinney.
Megan Timony Fisher.
Ryan Thomas Robinson.
Emma Kate Flynn.
Michael James Roach.
Kelly Ann Fogarty.
Natasha Rodriguez.
Allison Elizabeth Foley.
Henry Maxwell Rose.
Madeline Ann Foley.
Brittany Elizabeth Russo.
Megan Carol Foley.
Casey Ann Russo.
Morgan Olivia Fontana.
Danya Samanala.
Bridget Marie Ford.
Jessica Kelsey Sampson.
Stephanie Nicole Forrester.
Michael James Shea.
Caitlin Diane Frank.
Madison Ann Savory.
Timothy Vincent Freyon.
Mahika Saxena.
Ethan Nicholas Froese.
Claire Lee Schmidt.
Kayla Rose Frost.
Mandy Sheila Scully.
Anish Joshua Reddy Gali.
Colin Austin Seastrand.
Marcio Oliveira Garcia.
Grace Catherine Sewell.
Jack Kenneth Garr.
Brendan Michael Sheehan.
Brian Liam Goggin.
Olivia Matea Sheehan.
Jessica Ann Giffen.
Isaiah Lewis Shepard.
Brianna Lee Gill.
Megan Ann Sicard.
Bridget Mary Gill.
Avery Marie Smith.
Sophia Jean Giovanello.
Sarah Beth Stanton.
Patrick Michael Glebus.
Jonathan Douglas Stesikevichus.
Erica Carol Golden.
Macaulay John Stewart.
Elise Josephine Good.
Liam Joseph Stover.
Trevor Aaron Grady.
Mia Stracha.
Abby Rose Graham.
Joseph Harrison Sullivan.
Ryan Francis Gray.
Brian James Sundstrom.
James William Grulick.
Jillian Elizabeth Sweeney.
Catherine Anastasia Griffin.
Jake Francisco Takis.
Matthew Oliver Hallett.
Brooke Elise Thomas.
Nicole Marie Hay.
Dara Banner Tyne.
Timothy John Hayes.
Michael Christopher Timpson.
Danielle Bailey Healy.
Matthew Michael Tassoni.
Anna Mary Hebner.
Andrea Tomasina Traetti.
Rose Antoinette Hebner.
Samuel Clyde Leoni Tudor.
Paul Frederick Heffernan.
Jared Matthew Van Ness.
Andrew Patrick Henderson.
Brett William Von Klock.
Madeline May Herlihy.
Justin Robert Walsh.
Megan Elizabeth Hibbard.
Madeline Margaret Worley.
Abigail Rose Heil.
Jordan William Washburn.
Sean Robert Hiltz.
Ashley Elizabeth Waterman.
Rebecca Michelle Hogan.
Robert Anthony Waters.
Alec Jean Horton.
Melanie Sharon Weber.
Christopher John Hughes.
Olivia Walsh West.
Owen Andrew Hunter.
Rebecca Lee Wordy.
Jake Patrick Hurley.
David Leo White.
Vrinda Radhakrishnan Iyer.
John Francis White.
Cameron Cole Johnson.
Stephen Mark Whittier.
Altamar Joseph.
Thomas Richard Wilbur.
Stathi Kalamkaridis.
Eric John Wilmot.
Emma Kathleen Kane.
Emily Nicole Witham.
Claire Abigail Carney.
Jacob Theodore Withrow.
Jackson Patrick Kelly.
Caitlin Holder Wolf.
Jack Henry Kennefick.
David Hudson Shaw.
Mitchell David Kelly.
Catherine Grace Lund.
Liam Declan Marr.
Jonathan Stephen Sarkis.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with the greatest pleasure and pride that I present to you the 143rd senior class of graduates from Walpole High School, the class of 2017.
Thank you guys. Have a wonderful rest of the day. I'll collect all of these.
The fate of the God is mine.